Hello everyone, welcome back to BSE Houston with me, Looney Loser 17. It's been about 2 months since the last video, and things have not gone particularly well, to be honest. So it is now mid-December, the transfer window is about to open. Currently we are 8th in the league, but that doesn't really accurately reflect the sort of 2 months we've had. The last match from the most recent update that I did was the FC Grande match. So next up was a 2-1 home loss to Celtic FCA. They took the lead early. Kike Ruiz responded in the 19th minute, and then Celtic picked up a second goal in the second half for a winner. Followed up by a 2-1 home loss to Tulsa Athletic. They scored twice in the first half, and then Atkinson scored a consolation goal in the 92nd minute. And that was followed with a 0-0 draw with Baton Rouge Capitals at home. Another team down near the bottom of the league, so not a good result. Followed by a 3-1 away loss to Oklahoma Energy YFC. They went 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. Ronald scored just after halftime to pull us within 2-1. But then Hunter Che gets sent off for a second yellow card, 81st minute. And with us down to 10 and needing a goal, we couldn't really back off, park the bus, especially with the form we were in. They ended up getting an 86th minute insurance goal. That makes it 5 without a win at that point. And at that point, I have a D rating with the board. My job is definitely in jeopardy. Desperate men do desperate things. So I switched from the 4-4-2 with 2 defensive mids that I had been using to a pretty straightforward 4-4-2 diamond. So no central mids. It's a wide 4-4-2, so it's the 2 wingers attacking mid, defensive mid. I'll show you what it looks like here in a little bit. And it worked. We get a 3-1 away win over Ozark FC in our first match with the tactic. Ronald in the 21st minute gave us the lead. They got a goal early in the second half to pull level. But then we get a penalty, 79th minute. Castillo, who's been now a regular back in the lineup since we switched to this tactic, converts the penalty, and then Wilhelm adds insurance in the 85th minute. That had me feeling a little bit better, followed by an insane match with ASC New Stars. These 2 matches are the 2 I'm going to show the highlights to here in a moment. We went 3-0 down in this match by the 32nd minute, and we come all the way back to win 4-3. Ronald gets a goal before halftime to at least give us a little shred of belief. And then Luis Castillo and Jing Feng all score in the second half to complete the turnaround. We follow that up with an away 1-0 win over RGV Academy. Ronald with a 16th minute goal that stands up as the only goal. And then we had as we move into December, we get a 3-1 home win over Bell County. Bell County actually took the lead in this match. And then Atkinson, who had given a start because Luna's been struggling to score, only scored like 1 goal this season. Atkinson had scored a couple while Luna was hurt. And Atkinson rewards me with a brace. Wilhelm adds one in the 26th minute that actually gave us the lead after Atkinson's goal in the 24th minute to level the score. Atkinson second came early in the second half to give us the 3-1 final score. And then in the most recent match played, a 1-0 away win over Port City, with Ronald scoring the only goal in the 69th minute. That was a long overdue goal, as we had been pretty thoroughly in control of this match. Sorry, I needed a quick drink there. But if you look at this 5-match stretch before I'd made the tactic change, you see we scored only 3 goals total in those 5 matches. I felt we were not generating enough opportunities going forward. Yes, defensively we were having a bit of trouble too, but I thought if we could start scoring, we would be in better shape, which is why I sacrificed Readthemeade. Why I sacrificed one of the defensive mids when I only have like 2 of those I trust anyway, with Aguirre still out with his broken leg, for the attacking mid to give us 1 additional guy going forward. So here's the Ozark match. We definitely were the better side. It helped. We also ran into a stretch of matches here right when I made the switch, where we were playing a bunch of the teams down near the bottom of the league. So yeah, out XG them 3.55 to 0.74. Yes, we did have 2 penalties in there, but you're still looking at like a 2 to less than 1 XG in this match. So it was no fluke that we won. Wilhelm out wide there to Ronald. And he just hammers that home. Those are off the set piece. We did a bad job picking that up. And Castillo comes back, gives us the lead back. And then Jim Bang, kick out wide. Somehow Wilhelm got that header inside the near post, like off the underside of the bar, and it went straight down, but it crossed the goal line, so it counts. Yeah, Castillo had redeemed himself for a missed penalty earlier, but he was the best penalty taker I had on the pitch, so I had to have faith in him to go ahead and take that. Sorry about that random yawn again. So this is the ASC New Stars match. You can see we were far more dangerous, but they had jumped all over us early. I think Jing Feng had deflected that ball, and then that you just have to tip your cap to a strike like that, and then off the set piece from the difficult angle, and then they had a penalty, makes it 3. Looks like the match is over, but well, Ronald beats the keeper with that ball, slots it under the diving keeper. We're on the board. James Feng on the corner finds the head of Lewis. That gets us within 3-2. Luis Castillo was barely onside. Keeper could have caught no man's land. Has to try to cut the angle. Castillo slides it under him. And then Jing Feng, wonderful free kick, top bin in the 78th minute to complete the comeback. So here is what the tactic looks like now. Pretty straightforward, 4-4-2 diamond. The wing's still on attack. Castillo is like an advanced playmaker on support. Sort of helps the strikers with getting control of the ball up in the attacking third. Luna's still struggling to find goals, but he is supposed to be one of our best players, and after giving Atkinson a couple matches, I'm going to give Luna a run out here in this next match. But still keeping it pretty simple tactically. The transfer window is about to open, and I actually have a number of guys. I actually used to have a lot longer listed guys than this in. Most of these guys are trialists, other than Kromholtz. But yeah, I used to have a significant number more guys in on trial, but they keep getting pilfered out from under me on deals. So actually, at the start of this next stream, which will be shortly after I record this, I'm going to have to look at trying to go ahead and make some signings here, see how many the board will let me make. Unfortunately, a lot of these guys are wings, and that's not a place where I necessarily need a ton of new guys. I just replaced my starters last winter out on the wings, so that makes things a little bit tricky because there's other places I need to improve as well, and I'm not getting very many options for those places. But average rating right now, Lukic, who's only made a couple of appearances, leads the way at 7.2. He's out with the flu. I sent him home because I didn't want to risk it spreading to the rest of the squad. Jingfeng, top performing player, defensive mid, 7.12. He's played almost every match. I think he picked up a knock and missed a couple matches. Is why he hasn't played every match. Atkinson on a 7.09. You'll notice he has 5 goals and he's only played about half the matches. There's a reason I gave him a couple of runs out instead of Luna. Menara's in his couple of random appearances, 7.07. Ronald, 7.05. He does have some interest in him, so it might be a little hard for me to hold on to him. We'll see. But Ronald's the leading scorer. He's supposed to be one of the top young players in this league. Looks like he's delivering on that promise. And then Becker's my other player above a 7 rating at a 7.01. He is now relegated to bench, the bench option in the center of midfield. As far as goals scored, Ronald with 11, Atkinson 5, Castillo with 3. I think at least 2, if not all 3 of those are from the spot. And then I've got 5 guys with 2, and then another half a dozen or 3, 6, 8 guys with 1 goal. So we've spread the goals around when we actually score outside Ronald. As far as assists go, Jingfeng with 6. No surprise because he takes a lot of our set pieces. Plus he's the defensive mid. Wilhelm with 4. Craig is the first guy with 3. Those are both left wingers. So I see a lot of my assists come from out wide. Garcia also with 3. He's like a part-time left back, depending on which left back's in remotely decent form. I'm not particularly happy with either of them. Becker also 3 assists. And we got 4 guys on 2 assists and another 4 on 1, including 1 assist for Flores. But as you can see, this is pretty close to strongest first 11 I've got right now. So there's a lot of areas where I just yes, stars are not the end all be all when it comes to ability level. But you can see, based on what's there, there's a lot of areas where I could use improvement. Jingfeng might get to stick around in the lineup for now, even though he is only 2-star current ability, because he can ping passes, especially for this level. Oh, wait a minute. Craig is actually in because Wilhelm is out hurt at the moment. But he'll be back here shortly. I have not actually made any official signings yet. Okay. So actually, when I went 5 without a win, I actually dropped all the way down to 19th at one point. That's when the board expect promotion. Being 19th in the league is not acceptable. But now that we've won 5 straight matches, we have climbed back up to 8th. Only 3 points out of the top 4. So we could still get promoted this season. But we got to keep up good form. It looks like Graceland Sporting are going to run off with the title. They beat us already. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting second half of the season because we're 18 of 31 matches into the season. So we're just past halfway. You're starting to get an idea who's got talent, who doesn't. The general guideline I use as far as like who's within reach is like who's within 6 points. Which would take me all the way down to like 14th place Port City currently behind me. And I'm only 4 points out of second actually. So pretty much anybody but Graceland Sporting's catchable above me. And if I fall into a bad run of form, I could easily be mid-table again. The next match will be a challenging one because it's second place El Paso Patriots. Fortunately, it is at home. But yeah, finances are definitely starting to deteriorate. We are in the red when it comes to overall balance. Nobody wants to leave, or I'm not getting offers for anybody, so I'm still deeply in the red when it comes to the payroll budget. And I'm not likely to make that situation any better here in the winter window. We are still listed as okay financially, though, which is helpful. Aguirre has actually started rehab, but he's still out 6 weeks to 3 months. Aguirre was my best defensive bid last season. So I think I've pretty well covered everything. As you can see here, I do have a C+ with the board, so it's a little better, but I'm not out of the woods when it comes to job security, especially if we drop back into a poor run of form. And I do have a couple of, and actually looking ahead, I do have a couple of, the following match is another team that's currently ahead of me. So this is not an necessarily easy part of my schedule that I'm in now. But hopefully you're all doing well and have a good rest of your day, and hopefully we'll have more good news the next time we're back with BSE Houston in a couple of months. That'll start getting pretty close to the end of the season. Actually, there's a little bit more there. So yeah, probably about 2 months. So probably about middle of February will be the next update. Unless something happens very bad before then. But hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be good news and I'll be like up in the promotion spots by the next time we talk. Have a great rest of your day. And goodbye for now.